tutorial on exploring Read and Write for Google Chrome extension tools to support students with speech and language goals. We are going to go through this document together, and we're going to use the Read and Write for Google Chrome extension that you can find up in your toolbar right here. So let's explore some tools for students with receptive language goals or needs. So receptive language is the understanding of words, sentences, and meaning of what other people say or what is read through text. So for these goals, students are often working on reading comprehension, listening comprehension, auditory processing, and vocabulary development. Some helpful tools in supporting the skills for receptive language growth are the dictionary tool, the picture dictionary tool, text-to-speech, highlights, vocabulary, and the translator tool. Let's scroll down to the bottom of our screen to our activity page. On our activity page, we're going to be exploring an article about the 3 best ways people, including kids, can help stop the spread of coronavirus. So if you had this article and you shared it with your student who had receptive language goals, they could use this article for vocabulary development and reading comprehension. The first tool they may use as they explore this article is if they come across a word that they don't know, they can highlight it and go up to the dictionary tool, click on it, and it will show them the definition of the word they have highlighted. Anytime a student is using Read and Write and there's this play button next to a sentence or a word, they can click on that and it will read that aloud to them. You can't hear it because I have my headphones in, but you can see, it will highlight the sentence it's reading and it will highlight the word it's reading in blue. So the sentence will be in yellow and word by word, it will be highlighted in blue. The next tool they can use if they've listened to and read the definition, but still can't really visualize that concept in their mind, is the picture dictionary. So they go up here, they keep their word highlighted, they go up here to the picture dictionary, click on it, and it will show them an image of what that word may mean. Another choice in using the picture dictionary is you can click on it and drag it into your text to give a visual support of what a word may mean as well. Then you can click on it and delete it if you don't want it there anymore. It has the play button next to the word sneeze. So again, you can listen to that be read aloud to make sure that that is the word that you were thinking. Another tool for understanding language or processing receptive language is the text-to-speech tools. Text-to-speech tools allow text to be read aloud to students so that they can listen to it as it's read. A way that this can support receptive language, especially vocabulary development, is if a student comes across a word and they don't know what it means or they don't know how to decode it, they often just breeze past that word. But if it's read aloud to them and it's highlighted to them as they're reading and as it's being read aloud to them, that highlighting of that word gives them the audio version of that text. So they can make that association and that connection of what that word sounds like, and then possibly apply it to when they've heard that word aloud in their own lives. So to use the text-to-speech tool, you can either click your cursor on where you would like that text to start to be read aloud, or you can highlight a whole paragraph or a whole sentence or just one word that you would like to be read aloud. You go up here to the play button, you push play, and it will begin reading. Again, you can't hear it, but you can see it on my screen. You can pause it and then resume by clicking pause again, or you can stop it when you're finished. Another good tool for receptive language skill development, especially in the area of vocabulary, are your highlighting tools. If you give a student a passage and ask them to read it and comprehend it, you can also say to them, highlight the words that are unfamiliar to you. Highlight the words that you're not sure what they mean, and then you can go over them together. And so if a student is reading it and they come across the word between and they're not sure what that means, they can highlight it. If they keep reading and they come across the word outside, they can highlight it. If they come across the word sneeze, they can highlight it. They can choose the same highlight color for all the words they don't understand or different colors. You can also say to them, highlight all the preposition words that you've come across. Between and outside would be preposition words they could highlight. Or you could say, highlight all the verbs. And then sneeze could be a verb that they would highlight. In order to collect those highlights, to put them into a list, they click this button right here that says Collect Highlights. So you'll notice as I run my cursor across the Read and Write toolbar, if I pause, it will tell me the word of the tool that it will tell me the name of the tool that I've paused my cursor on. That helps you also remember the names of the tools if you're referring to them for students or their families. So I want to collect my highlights. So I'm going to go up here to the Collect Highlight tool, click on it, and then wait. I can decide, do I want to collect just the yellow colors, or do I want to collect all the colors? Today I'm going to collect all the colors, and I'll push OK. And then I just wait. You can see up here in the right-hand corner, it says it's collecting my highlights. And then it takes those words that I've highlighted and it puts them in a brand new Google Doc for me. I can go up here and I can rename it, and I can say coronavirus for kids highlights, and it'll be saved in my drive. Here's the words that we highlighted from our paragraph. So these can become words that they then need to define or put in a sentence. They can be words that they can practice for their articulation goals if they need to, or they can be words that they send to you by sharing it with you to say, these were the words I didn't understand in my story that we need to review next time we meet together. I'm going to close this document, and then I'm going to keep these words highlighted, because another thing that you can do with Read and Write for Google Chrome for vocabulary development is after you've highlighted the words that you're not sure what they mean or that you want to explore in your paragraph, you can also go up here to the vocabulary tool, click on it, again, wait, because it's going to generate another Google Doc for you. And then it's taken those words that you've highlighted in your paragraph and they've put them into a vocabulary list for you. So if I scroll down, you'll see between was one of our words that we highlighted. So it gives me my word, it gives me the definition, and it gives me the symbol that can correspond as a visual representation of that word. This is now just its own new Google Doc, which is completely editable. And so if there's too many definitions here for your students, or if you would like the student to select the definition that is most meaningful for them, this is completely editable. So if I don't want this definition, I can highlight it and delete it. If I don't want this symbol, I can highlight it and delete it, and I can find a new one from Google Images or from ClipArt or whatever tool I would like to use. This last column is also editable. So it comes pre-populated with the word notes, but you can also say, put into a sentence and have the students write a sentence with it. Or you can say, give me a synonym, and have students give you a synonym. So this column is designed for you to provide an optional activity for your students for whatever goal they're working on. So again, it's completely editable since it's in your Google Doc. Again, I would go up here and I would rename it, and then it would be saved in my Google Drive. So I'm finished with my highlights, and so I double click on them, and then I come up here to this Clear Highlights tool, and that will take the highlight off of the words that I've highlighted in my paragraph. Another tool that's helpful for students that have receptive language needs and are English language learners is the Translator tool. In Read and Write for Google Chrome, there's over 100 different languages that are available in the Translate tool. However, only a few of them, I think 5 or 6, are able to be read aloud. And another thing to keep in mind with your translator tool is with the Read and Write Translate tool, only one word is able to be translated at a time. And so if you need a whole paragraph translated for your student, another resource such as Google Translate may be a better resource for them. But if they're reading a paragraph that you've sent to them and they just come across one or two words that they're not quite sure what they mean and they want to hear them or read them maybe in their native language, then this is a supportive tool for them on this toolbar. So if they're coming across here and they come to the word sneeze and they are not sure exactly what that word means and they're wondering what that word is in another language that they speak, they can click on it, come up to translate, and it will give the word in English. They can listen to it. And then I have mine set to Spanish, and so it's giving me the word in Spanish. It will write it out in text for them, and then they can listen to it. If you go up here to your three-dot menu, that it says More, and then you go to Options, here is where you can change your language in the translation tool. I'm going to keep mine at Spanish. So those are the most commonly used tools on our Read and Write for Google Chrome extension toolbar to support receptive language.